afternoon. We're here for another episode of Coach's Corner. Today we have another one of the great coaches around Baltimore City and in the state of Maryland. We're going to introduce him to you. He's going to introduce himself to the world, Coach. Introduce yourself, your program. Let everybody know who you are today.
I'm Coach Fats from Secret Society Panthers.
Okay. All right, Coach. We want to go into a little bit of the background about Coach Fats. Just a little brief introduction with me and Coach. I met Coach up in the Park Heights area. I think I was working at one of the recs. Coach was always coming through helping the kids. I actually probably came after a tenure when he was in that area. Maybe a year, maybe a couple months later. I got to meet the good brother. He always had a good spirit. He always had a good spirit for just being in the community, and he always was looking to help the kids. So that's one of the things that made me draw closer to this brother. Not a person that I speak with every day, not a person that I see all the time, but a person that I have that big respect for every time I see him.
Absolutely.
So I thank you for joining us today, good brother. And we just want to go into a little bit of your background real quick. So, Coach, let us know, which area, what part of town you from, where you grew up at. Just give us a little bit of background on you.
I'm from Baltimore City, inner city, Park Heights area, community.
Okay. Let us know, when did you first fall in love with this game that you coach today?
Since I was young, it's always been my passion. Football, anything that had anything to do with football, I wanted to be a part of it. Whether it was me playing, coaching, it's just my passion.
Okay. Did you play as a youth?
I did.
Where did you play? What was your first time getting on the floor or on the field?
For Coach Ty down to Wanda.
Okay, take us through that.
When I started with Ty, it was a while ago. I was probably about 15, 10. Between that era, I played youth sports. After that, I went to high school, played for Northwestern, up in the Park Heights area.
North?
That's it. You know it. 4 years of a varsity football player. I played any position that they asked me to play. I done played linebacker, I done played fullback, I done played offensive line, I done played A-way. I just wanted to play football, man.
Okay. Your time at Northwestern. Take us through that. How was your first year coming on at Northwestern, coming from, under the tutelage of Coach Ty? Coach Ty is actually, from my neighborhood, right? So big respect, Coach Ty. He left the neighborhood doing great things, always doing great things every time I see him, all the time. So we shout out Coach Ty. But take us through that first day up on the field up at Northwestern.
Coming from little league, middle school to high school, just the transition, just finding your area, where you feel like you belong at. No friends on the football field. Rough times. You had to give it what you got. It wasn't no pity ball like it is now, so a little tougher.
Were you nervous?
No, I was never nervous. Not to play football. I liked it too much. I was in love with the game.
You was more excited.
Absolutely. It was just it. Like, it was
Okay.
fast life.
How did that first year turn out as far as results?
Well, I played. I probably was like the smallest person on the team that played. And I actually played, got in the game. I didn't really sit on the sideline ever. So I definitely, it was, the transition from the guys being where it was weighted to, like you might see somebody 9th grade, 6'5", 300, the transition of, all right, I got to run through this wall. So just getting the logistics of it and getting accustomed to it.
How did the team do that year?
I think we had like a 500 season.
Okay.
I don't think since I've been there for the 4 years we had a losing season, but about a 500 season.
Okay. So I got that first one out the way, got my feet wet a little bit. Sophomore season, how did that go?
Sophomore season, it's pretty the same. I just knowing everybody. Then freshman year was a little, all right, well, let me see where I fit. You know, sophomore, junior year, senior year, I already knew where I belonged, so I had to play. It wasn't no exceptions for me.
Okay. And you said you played all over the field.
Yeah, I play anywhere the coach asked me to play, no matter where it was.
Okay. Some of us have it, coach. Some of us don't. But for you, who would be the coach that you would say would be your sensei? The coach that got you to this point. They put all the grind in with you. The late hours. That coach that's that one.
Coach Wayne Jackson, Northwestern man. Coach Wayne Jackson. He was one of them people that, no matter my size, he's like, I'm gonna throw you to the wolves. So Coach Wayne Jackson, man.
Okay, take us through a little bit of that. Tell us a little bit about coaching your experience with him.
He ain't show no pity, no favoritism. He let you have it like he was your father. He just gave it to you raw and uncut. If you couldn't handle it, get out the kitchen. It was straight to the point.
Okay. And did you get to play under coach at the 9th grade level?
Yeah, I played with him for freshman, sophomore. Freshman, sophomore, and junior. My senior year, we got Coach Art Woodson from Emerson.
Okay.
We did. I think we went about like 6-4 that year. Probably the best year we had as far as talent wise.
Okay. And what year was that?
That was 2006.
2006. Okay.
Terrence West freshman year.
Okay. Shout out to T West.
Yeah, my dog.
White Lock also representative. We call him around the way, and we all still call him Lil Ray Lewis.
Lil Ray Lewis.
Shout out to Lil Ray Lewis, man.
Yeah, I knew him for a minute before football.
So we want to take this 1 second, and we want to show Coach Jackson our appreciation. Let Coach Jackson know, all that he done for you and all that he mean to you.
Hey man, big shout out to Coach Wayne Jackson. Hey man, I appreciate all the hard conversations that a lot of people ain't want to have. I appreciate the push, the fire that you lit up under everybody. Man, shout out to you. I give you your flowers, man.
Yes, sir. So, Coach, when did you start coaching?
I started coaching about 14 years ago.
Okay. 14 years. Now, you make me, my
I
math.
gotta count a little bit.
Yeah, my math.
26, 16 was 10. Yeah. So about 2013, 2014.
Okay. Let's just go back 1 second. Post high school, how was that? What was your high school career like? Did it catapult you to going into college and playing, or what was your mindset after high school?
I went to West Virginia University, WV. I started off at Potomac State. I played baseball. I was real good. I was very, very talented in baseball. So, my size wouldn't really get me on the football field where I felt like I belonged, but, I did what was best for me.
Okay.
This was JUCO,
Potomac.
Potomac State College in West Virginia.
Yeah, I remember I had a visit there coming out of high school.
Kaiser.
Yeah. But this might have been a little bit before you was. Yeah.
Probably was in the Panthers.
Yeah, you probably was in the. No, I ain't that older than you, but yeah, you probably was in like elementary.
Yeah.
Finishing up. Describe your coaching style in 1 word.
Probably can't sum it up in 1 word, but eager.
Eager. That's a great word.
Eager.
Great word. Eager. Elaborate on that word a little bit for us.
Eager. Just eager to learn. I demand certain things from my kids. I played a lot. People used to come to me and be like, hey, Coach Fast, them kids love you, but they treat you like you were equal. Like, they felt like, and some of my good friends told me that. Like, yo, they feel like you equal, bro. You're a good coach. And, you gotta demand a little more. So just being eager for respect. Like, hey, look, I ain't your friend. Like, I'm your coach. That's what I'm here for. I'm gonna get what's best out of you.
Does that help or hurt your coaching style?
I mean, no, it ain't like that no more. But I mean, I changed over the time. But it probably it did a little bit of both because sometimes when I first started coaching, a lot of those kids that I coached from that community, from the Park Heights area, they don't really have the father figures. They don't really have the people that's gonna love on them at the end of the day. So I mean, it was a gift and a curse at the same time. But it helped me grow. So
Okay. In what ways would you say that it hurt you?
um, that's why people feeling like they can shortchange it because we got a good relationship or good communication. You can come talk to me about anything. Sometimes it hurt as a where you that hard up coach with. Some people can't come to you to talk to you about things that's going on in their life. Some people feel like, all right, well, so now when we're on the football field, like you look at me like an equal, you won't run through a wall for me. So I mean, I had to weigh my options and see what was best for me. And that style of coaching, it was great while it lasted. The people that I coached, some of them played college football, some of them played high school football. So I mean, it was a good thing, but it's a little different for me now. I take the game a little more passionate. It was a little easier then.
Okay. Coach, one thing that I know, from knowing you personally is that you've been with a few different programs. Take us through the different programs. They had some programs was in, some programs was out, some programs joined, some programs unjoined. So take us through that.
My first year coaching, one of my homeboys called me. He was coaching before me. He was like, hey man, hey Fats, look man, won't you come on out here, coach defense for me. I'm like, coach defense? All right, cool, whatever. So, I came out there and I started liking it. I got attached. That was the best word I can say, attachment. I started getting attached to the kids and, I felt like, all right, shit, this it. This it for me. This was like, all right, I can get with this. My man Lance, coach down Park Heights Saints right now. I remember the phone call, played Madden one day at my house. The next day he called me like, I coach up JD Gross with Coach G. He was like, man, won't you come on out here, man? You ain't doing nothing. You hung your pads up. So I said, all right, cool. Went out there, man. I fell in love with it. After that, I stayed down there for about 3 years. What I do next? I went to YFL, TSA with Coach D. I stayed there for 1 season, and it was pretty much it was a good foundation. It just wasn't a foundation for me, So I led my way up to it. Got with some good guys, some people from my community. Went down Park Heights, the Saints. Stayed down there for about 5 years. It was good. I mean, it was good. Sometimes we just outgrow certain things, and now we at Woodlawn, Secret Society Panthers. That's home. That's it for me.
Okay. Let's go back a little bit when you said you started out as a defensive coach. On your next job at JD Gross, what was your position there?
Well, JD Gross was the first job. My second job was at CC.
Yeah, CC.
I was the head coach at CC. I was only the defensive coordinator 1 year in a row. 1 year. So, it was cool. I mean, it was definitely going to take some getting used to because you had to deal with all the logistics of coaching, the paperwork, the money, the fundraising, the getting the kids noticed, the getting them out there, the exposure. So that was where I was at with that.
Okay, when you came, I think you said the third stop at YFL, right? Or TSA. You said that it was a good experience, but you kind of outgrew it, right?
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes we get accustomed to doing things our way. I mean, everybody don't want to turn around and run from something that they, want to deal with, but it wasn't the right fit. It wasn't, and got much love for those guys over there. It just wasn't a fit for me. It was fun for that year. Actually, it was one of my better years. Actually, I think I only lost one game out of like 15. I went all the way to like regional championship and lost. I only been scored on up until the regional championship. I only got scored on one time the whole season. So I coached with some good brothers over there.
That's tough. That's tough. Okay. I know that you was at the Saints for a minute. And then some of the, some of you and some of the coaches left. They also joined that program, right?
Absolutely.
So let's go through that. Let's go through mergers. Let's go through breakups. Like when you are presented with the idea of a merger, take us through that.
When you merge, it's a good thing. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing because people merge for different reasons. Sometimes people merge because they just don't want to be underneath or they want to be in control. Our biggest thing for us, well, we didn't really merge Woodlawn when we went left the Woodlawn. Woodlawn didn't have a program for like 3 or 4 years. So when we left the Saints, we only left with like 3 teams, and that was the guys that we built this foundation with. Um, it wasn't. It was actually. It was a better fit. I mean, better community. Like even though I'm from there, like sometimes being from where you coaching from, you only get accustomed to the same thing. So being able to adapt from the city life to the county life, it was a little different. And most people be like, "No, y'all sold out." It wasn't really a sellout. It was more so like, "Hey, let's separate ourselves. Let's do something different. Let's put our name out there.
Let's go higher.
Let's we know what we can do as coaches because when we left, we took. I mean, not we took because we didn't take anything, but because we all do it voluntarily. But when we had our own meeting amongst ourselves and we made it work for us, we only took what was best for us to build a program, to build a foundation for us. Right now, 3 years later, we 3 national championships in. We got 13 teams.
Talk, coach.
Two flag teams.
Talk, coach.
Like we built, and we built it from ground up, and we built it with no help. So like I just got a great group of guys around me, and not only do I run my team, I help run a program as well, and just being a part of something that stands for something. And right now we got the biggest program probably in the state. There's nobody that probably got more teams than we got. Last 3 years in Baltimore City, we probably the only team that got a national championship 3 consecutive years, and my team alone has 2 of them.
Congratulations, coach.
Keep doing something.
Congratulations, man. Being in the program, right? So, like you said, you have your own team. You have 8U, but you help.
I had 8U. My first national championship. I got 10U was my 2025 team. Okay. I got the 11U coming up.
Okay, so when you're a part of a program, I know let's say you come in this year, or let's say you've been at a tenured time, right? The program has its own set of guidelines and things. How do you, what's the word I want to say, fit in? How do you manage that along with your own coaching style and just how you like to do things your own? Because the way you run your team may be the difference between the next coach.
See, we don't really we try our best to put the best people in position to, fit the team. That be able to deal. That's a good communicator. Be able to deal with the parents. Be able to deal with us as a board from a whole. So not only do I know, as a coach, I know what's going on my coaching staff, but I also know what's going on with the program. See, a lot of people ain't part of the program. People just be like, all right, well, I coach for this program, but you ain't really a part of the program. We are the program. You get what I'm saying? So when you know the logistics of it, or what we go through, or what we spend, and what we do this, that's what makes it a program. Some people just a part of something. You ain't really a part of a program. The program is the program, and it takes a lot to be a program. Sometimes just because y'all wear the same color jersey don't make y'all a program, because y'all not on the same page. Not saying that secret society we all on the same page, but when it comes down to it, everybody we gonna back it. Like right, wrong, in the middle, we gonna back it. We a program.
Thank you, Coach. So that leads me to my next question. So it's a possibility that the 11U coach could have an issue with the 12U coach
Um,
in the same program.
I mean, well, I mean that's in any program, but for us, I mean, we usually do we usually do sit down. Like, like I said, we got a good group of grown men that that's that has nothing to do with just football. Like when we have like our board, it has nothing to do with the football. We gonna get to the bottom of the problem, or somebody gotta go, cause nobody bigger than the program, and that's what I think. A lot of people from different programs feel like, all right, well, I could do this because I built this or I did this, and you gotta realize that's not really a part of the program. Like, yeah, I got my own team, and I care about my team at times more than I care about the program, but I remember that, like, oh shit, without the program, who are we? Like, and I mean, sometimes, like, you want to be the face of the program, but ain't nothing bigger than the program. And that's why a lot of programs, if you look around the city, they don't last because they got wrong people in positions that don't work. Like it just don't work. Like we got to separate. Most people can't separate the street life from the coaching life, and it's a difference. Trust me, it's a difference. The same thing that I did at 14, 15, 16 years old when I was out in the streets, you can't do at the football field because you got to remember, you're the answer to somebody's kid. You're the problem. You got to distinguish everything. Like I hear a lot of trash. Like, oh, this parent ain't happy. This parent ain't happy. Well, we either gonna do this my way, or you can find somewhere else to go. And it's a mindset. They not doing that at the upper programs from different areas or different zip codes. They not doing it. They're not having that. So I mean, why not separate ourselves? This is what we doing at Secret Society. Because when we was at Park Heights, everybody looked at us like they from Park Heights. They ghetto. Even though we probably beat everybody all around the city, all around the state, we done beat plenty of people. People look at it like, oh, y'all in the heart of the city, y'all ghetto. So people wouldn't bring their kids because we was in Park Heights. Even though we probably beat the team who had the talented kids there, we probably beat them by 40. It ain't too many people that can come in and say they beat us. So, like, if you do beat us, I mean, you just had a good day or you had a good team. But it ain't too many people from our area that's going to come in and wipe us all the way out. I ain't going to say it's impossible, but it's impossible.
So you're saying, in some instances, having that tag and that title of the hood, that toughness, is a benefit, but also in some instances it can be a detriment.
It's definitely a downfall sometimes. Like I love where I came from. I wouldn't be the man if I am today if I didn't go through what I went through as a child, and I probably did crazy things. But at the end of the day, you gotta realize like the separation, the growth of grown people, being able to sit down, have a juice, have a cup of water, and put something together that work. And I wouldn't trade it for the world right now. I'm telling you.
Beautiful, truly beautiful. Coach, what would you say is the foundation of your team? You've been doing some great things. You got all the way to the dance sometimes, and you didn't quite get it done, but you also got there and you got it done 2 times on a national level. So we want to take our hat off to you for that. But what would you say is the foundation of your team? The culture,
family. Like I treat every kid on my team parent. Like it ain't just about football with me. Like I'm probably at every kid birthday party. I'm at every kid event. I mean, I'm there, and I got myself alone. I think I got like 13 coaches. I got 3 wonderful team moms, like, and we get it done. Like I complain, I fuss, I probably fuss everybody out, but I know that I want things to be ran a certain type of way. So with my team, it's about family. Like, hey, look, he messed up in school. All right, mom, don't take him. Don't not send him. Send him to me. I got it. I'm gonna deal with it here. So long as that parent know that, hey, look, Coach Fats got my back at any aspect. I can't get picked up. I'm gonna make sure you get a ride. I can't get home. I'm gonna make sure you do this because you gotta look like anywhere else to do it. Especially if your kid talented. I know people is driving an hour to go pick up kids. I mean, most people coach basketball, football. If a kid good enough, you gonna get him by any means necessary.
Definitely.
So with that being said, it's like family. Like, hey, you can holler at me about anything, and it's off the record. You ain't never got to worry about Coach Fat saying, "Yo, Coach Fat said this," and we don't do that. Like, I just want the way I run my team is like, hey, we're family. Like, through thick, through thin, through wins, through losses, we just got to handle adversity, and that's how I built my team. My team alone.
Who or what shapes your coaching philosophy?
My brothers, man. My coaches. All the coaches in my program. I feel like, for the last 2-3 years, I've been in the national championship consecutive. Haven't missed the national championship in the last 3 years. And even though, I win, I feel like there's coaches in my program, that's like my brothers that's going to hold me accountable. They'd be like, hey, man, they'd come to me when they felt like I had a bad call or a bad game. And they hold me accountable. Like, man, you called a dumb play. That was stupid. And, some people are sweeping under the rug and go talk to you behind your back to somebody else, and then the problem get created. My guys are going to hit me, call me. Or they're going to put me to the side right then and there. Like, yo, I don't think you should have did that. That was a dumb play. I mean, just being accountable. Being able to trust the people around you. I mean, a circle is a circle. A circle is a circle no matter how it goes. It's always going to be the same size all the way around. It's a circle. So long as my circle good, I'm all right.
What's in your opinion, what's the biggest misconception of coaching?
The parents, the misconception of being ghetto, the misconception of, what you doing with the money and, the logistics of it. People don't realize, like, even with just my team, and I know what my program did. Even with my team, you name another team that got 4 or 5 uniforms, 2 sets of helmets, and you only pay $275 for the whole year, or you pay $250 for the whole year. Like, a lot of that don't come from no program. We ain't got nobody that's cutting us no check.
And when you say whole year, you mean
that season,
fall and spring?
Yeah, no, well, just fall.
Okay.
So like our spring season isn't really like mandatory for everybody. Some people do it, some people don't. I do spring and fall for my teams since I've been around. I mean, just to keep everybody together. The camaraderie that I try to build for the kids. So like the misconception is definitely that. It's really the people, honestly. Football be so much better place if everybody just mind their business and just be there for their kids. And I mean, and I say it with all due respect. Sometimes we gotta take the breasts out of them kids' mouths and understand that this world gonna eat you up if you can't have tough love. Now the disrespectful things come from our coaches. I curse. I'm one of them people that I'm gonna hold you accountable. I'm gonna fuss you out and I'm gonna love on you at the end of the day. But I hold you accountable. I'm never gonna call you out your name ever. I ain't gonna never call you a B word. I ain't gonna never call you nothing. But I'm gonna hold you accountable. And if I can't hold you accountable as a kid on my team, that I'm taking time away from my kids to give to you, if I can't hold you accountable, then you don't need to be with me.
So you would say, kind of going back to the question, it's kind of something the parents think that the teams misappropriate the money or it's too much.
I mean, it's just always something. Like, no matter where it's at, like, no matter what sport it is, I mean, you can't satisfy everybody. And sometimes we gotta learn to, wean them plants away. Like, every weed is still a weed. It's gonna kill the rest of the flowers if you can't do it. So, I mean, it's always an issue. It ain't never perfect. I just won 2 national championships, been to 3 national championships in the last 3 years, and, they still complain. So, I mean, I got a great group of parents, but, I mean, they got their own kids. I mean, they feel like certain things should be done. But, I mean, I don't really got the problems with my parents because, like I said, I got a great group. But, I mean, some people still ain't satisfied. Even, some of the kids don't ever leave the city, bro. Like, I done took my kids to, just last year alone, probably to like 6-7 different states. Like, to go play football, to go get our name noticed. There's not a team around this joint that don't know who he is. So I mean, and that's the platform that I look for with my team per se. I mean, not just my team, the program as well. But when it's me, like my program usually back me. I call my parents at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and say, tomorrow we're going to Virginia Beach, and we're going to turn around and come back that day, and we get back to our meetup place at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I got 25 parents sitting in their cars waiting for us to pull back up. So I mean, my parents usually they'll jump off the bridge for me. So
What did you learn from your playing days that you use today?
temperament, aggression, um, passion, fundamentals, focus, everything. Everything just was a transition, like just to bring it out me, to get it to them. Hard work, dedication,
What makes a player coachable for Coach Fats?
coachable, being quiet, understanding what I need for you to do, understanding, hey, the things that you see on TV, I already experienced it. Being a student of the game, even better, student athlete. Like I'm big on grades. I'm big on the report card. Hey, parents, send them report cards and let me see. Because you gotta realize, like, I hold myself accountable, and I try to hold myself on the highest pedestal to be one of the better coaches in the area. So, I mean, I gotta hold you accountable. Your grades look like joint. I mean, I can't have a coach from Dunbar come in and talk to you, even though you got all this talent in the world. If I can't get you in the school, then what are we doing it for?
So you said that your culture of your team, and, you know, your program is family. And you also said that you've been in the Nationals the last 3 years. So more than likely you have the same kids.
I do.
But you know,
with some additions.
right? There's always going to be
I lost some, I gained some.
right. There's always going to be some kids looking over and saying, "Okay, I want to play with those guys." Right. So it's going to be some new kids coming next year because you just won it, right? However, how do you earn the trust of your players?
The trust. I mean, I just give them everything. I feel like any kid that step on the football field for me, like I got kids that I still coach from when I first started coaching, who still show me the utmost respect. Like, hey, Coach Fats. Hey, so I mean, just being in, you got to really be in the trenches with me, man. Like I'm talking about, it's a dog fight out there. I'm gonna eat you up. Nobody gonna coach you or talk to you the way I talk to you. Not a kid, not another coach, not even really your mother. I mean, only difference is your mother get to talk to you like hers, but I'm just as worse. So you can deal with me. And I mean, and I ain't always like on the edge of the street downplaying you. But if you can deal with me, I can trust you. And I mean, we've been in big time football games where trust is a must. And I'm talking about, I got 27 kids returning this year. You know, and like if they don't trust me by now, I don't know what they doing. And most of the kids that came before I won my first national in 23, you know, I brought some new kids along the end of the season in 22. Like, hey, look, this is what my expectations is for your child. I'm going to win a national championship, but I need him, and him. And with me getting him, and him, I'll 8U. Yeah, you know, I made it work. Won a national championship at 8U. We came back at 9U. Did the same thing. We lost at 9 though. And the loss from 24, yeah, the loss from 24, it gave me that fire, that like, cause it's like an addiction, going down there and playing in front of all of them people, and you know you taking the team from Baltimore, people like, where y'all from? And you like, man, they dress good, we look good. We don't act like we from Baltimore though. You would think that I run a tight ship. You would think that we one of the high school coaches. I done played in front of high school coaches, so we a little more. They be like, dang, y'all too advanced to be 8 and 9 years old. So, you know, the loss in 24, it really, you know, it put a different fire under me. Like, oh, I'm gonna go get this one. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. And I just made it work. And I built something that couldn't be broke.
Okay. define some wins and losses for you outside of sports.
Wins and losses. I try not to lose. Win is just being successful for me in life. Like honestly, like my kids. I get up every day, and if I don't do it for nobody else, I definitely do it for them. Because if I get other people's kids, I'm definitely gonna get them mine. I try to give my kids the world, so like that's the reason I get up. That's the reason I do it. I never wanted to coach under my kids, but because I'm a little hard on them as the spectator sitting in the crowd. So, I mean, losing I try not to do, and I mean I try not to let nobody see me lose. Period. I mean, might sound a little crazy, but I mean, I just roll with the punches. I try not to take no for an answer as an adult. If I can't do it, I probably ain't gonna ask nobody to do it. So I'm gonna figure it out one way or another.
Okay. What does it mean to you to have a heart of a champion?
I think a champion is a mentality. I mean, you gotta be willing to do a lot of things. You gotta be willing to run through a wall for a kid that ain't yours, that didn't come out of you. You gotta be a little passionate. You gotta be soft. I mean, you gotta be able to adapt to those situations because everybody's situation ain't the same. So like when you deal with your kids, I know that my kid's sheltered, but then when I deal with somebody else's kid who I feel like they should be sheltered, but then I feel like when they with me, they shouldn't be sheltered. Leave them alone. Don't talk to them. They mind. Let me, sit in the car somewhere. So it's a little different just dealing with people from different backgrounds and not knowing where it stems from, where the problem is actually coming from. That's really, that's the adjustments that we make as youth football coaches.
Okay. Being in the community that you've been coaching it for so long, we see a lot of issues, positive and negative, with the inner city. However, they highlight some of the negative issues more so than the positive ones. Take us through a situation where you had a kid that was going through something and they needed Coach Fats just for an ear.
Well, I'm always a listening ear, especially for any kid that I coach. And I got a relationship with kids that I've never coached before. So, I mean, it's just like, just understanding, like, especially from kids from my community. I try my best to tell them, like, man, there's nothing out here no more. It's nothing. Like, you got to do something different. And I tell every one of my kids, like, especially when I get to the higher age group, because I didn't coach 14U by myself for years, like no other assistant coaches. I tell them, like, mid-season, like, yo, some of y'all, this y'all last time ever playing football. Like, yo, let's take advantage of it. And sometimes, you only being able to get with those kids for them 2 or 3 hours a day. Sometimes it's not enough. It's not enough. Sometimes we don't understand as a community that it's not enough. Like right now, if you look around, like there ain't that many recs open. And if there is that many recs open, what does it take for you to get in there? You get what I'm saying? So like we shut down. I mean, we shut down most kids' escape. So being honest, like what do they really have outside of the football? And the reason that most people don't realize, like, why football hours between the hours of 6 to 8 o'clock, that's when the most stuff happens. So with little Juju coming on the team and you turn around here and make it to practice and you find out, God forbid, little Juju got shot, it's like, damn, if he was at practice, it wouldn't happen to him. But they don't have no escape. Man, the city of Baltimore, it's just, I mean, what do you expect? What else is them? What's their escape? What else is it for them to do? Like, and that's why, like, we need to open up the rec center. There's so many apartment buildings and vacant houses that we can open up and just put some weights in there. Let the kids do something. Let them work for something. Like, we got billions of dollars and we don't use it in the right way. But you expect the car not to get stolen. I mean, it's like you almost handing them the damn screwdriver. So, like, what's their escape? There is no out. Where the out at? Everybody don't get to make it to high school. Everybody ain't a good football player. But everybody ain't a good basketball player. Well, what's next after that? You don't want the 300 murders. You don't want the cars being stolen. You don't want the guns on the street. Where's the outlet? We got all of this money. They can say we don't, but we got all of these. Even if it ain't about the money, it's like we got 25 abandoned buildings. Let's make something. Let's put our minds together. Let's leave something. Give somebody the key to the street. Like they don't got nowhere to go. They can't party. Skate work shut down. Like other than football or basketball or a sport, what else is there for them to do? I mean, that's the outlook. I mean, that's what we deal with, coming from where we come from. So that's why I take my job as a youth football coach, like to the extreme, because I know that I control 27 lives that ain't mine.
Coach, take us to your go-to message or your go-to saying in the huddle.
It depends on the game time. It depends. If we in a tight one, man. It really depends, man. We definitely in the tight one, man. I'm leaning on my kids, man. Like our national championship game, it was tight. School was 2021. They came out like 2 minutes left. They scored. You know, I told my defensive coordinator, I said, "Y'all, you gotta do is stop them." It was like 4 minutes and like 30 seconds left. I said, all you gotta do is just stop the extra point and I'm gonna win the game. So we stopped them, stuffed them. They went for the extra point, we stopped them. So, you know, once we get the ball back, they kick it off to us. So, I got a kid, man. He don't know his name. They call him, I don't know. My running back, man, tough kid. My offensive line, huge. So I tell him, I get him before we get out on offense. I look at the clock. I said, it's our time. Nobody else getting the ball. We're going to end the game right here. Nobody else getting the ball. Tell my quarterback, we're going to snap the ball. Ran one play. I said, we're going to snap. They only had one timeout. I said, we're going to snap the ball. As soon as we get to the line, we're going to snap the ball. We're going to run him. But don't snap it until I tell you so. I just watch the clock tick. That was the longest 4 minutes of my life. But, I mean, we just hold out. So it really depends. Depend on the game situation. I got a lot of things. Sometimes I just be talking. I don't even remember what I be saying. It be too intense. I feel like sometimes I be in the game with them. But, I mean, they be drooling. Like, what you want us to do? I be like, I'm going to call it. Just get there. I'm going to call it when I get there. So, it be the error, man. It be whatever they expect, man. I'm just going to give it to them. They know what to do.
Okay. 3 championships, 3 championship appearances consecutively, 2 championships nationally, lot of games. Take us to that one game you wish you could get back.
That national championship, yeah.
That 24?
Yeah, man, that crushed me.
Take us to that.
We just had I ain't gonna lie, man, we had a shitty day. We had a terrible day. I mean, we actually played against some people that we actually know. So, like, it was another Baltimore team. You know, Westport, they beat us. I mean, it's always a good match when we play them. We beat them, they beat us. But that day, they just had the better hand. Man, I ain't fumbled. We fumbled like 5 times. I ain't fumbled that many. I don't even think I had 3 fumbles on the season that year. I fumbled 5 times in like the national championship game. 5 times. They beat us 12-0. Yeah, that was one of them joints that I ain't even know what to say to my team after that.
It's still carried with you?
Oh no, it still hurt. It still hurt now. Because I would have rather lose to anybody else in the world to lose to somebody in your backyard. But it actually made me. I ain't just saying because it was them. It actually made me a better. Like, all right, I know what I need. So I looked at the the play sheet. I looked at everything. I revamped everything. I revamped the kids. I went out and got every piece that I felt like I needed. Like every piece. bigger offensive line. I wanted to go get a quarterback that can throw the ball. I had great pieces around it, but I got an additional running back that could go. So I just added all the pieces that I needed to go win again. Because, like I said, it's an addiction. And getting there, putting them kids in that different atmosphere, that 7-day week of, them kids being all in the same house, them kids knowing Coach Fats ain't going to let you swim unless you win. That fight, man. That fight the turnaround from, nobody knowing who he was in 23 to everybody knowing who he was in 24 and losing. And then 25 just revamping the whole team. And just, the kids that stayed. The kids that left, I always wish them the best of luck. And we all still communicate, still got a relationship. But sometimes we got to realize it's a business. Like, it's a business. This take away from my household, like, financially, mentally, physically. I go through a lot to coach kids, and I do it for free. So I can't just accept anything. So, yeah, that 24 loss just hit me. It just cut me a little deep. I mean, it did. And it made me feel like, I need to go out and get everything that I need to win, because I'm going to win. Like, I plan on competing this year as well, and the rest of the years going forward. So, I know what I'm up against. So, I just put myself in the best position all the time. We play everybody. We don't duck nothing. No matter where you from, I'm a phone call away, and we'll play.
What would you contribute, or give me your percentage of a contributed win as far as coaches and players?
Well, the kids ultimately they play the game, but most of the time it's about, like, cause most of the teams that we play got talent. It's about, honestly, sometimes it's about me out coaching the coach, my defensive coordinator out coaching their offensive coordinator, and me as the offensive coordinator out coaching their defensive coordinator. So sometimes it's about play schemes, what we gonna do, what they can't stop. And sometimes people get so content with doing new stuff. It's like, if you can't stop a 34 dive, I'm not going away from a 34 dive, period. Until you can stop it. Now, I do got tons of things in the arsenal, but I don't need to show you everything if you can't stop one thing. If I can run one thing all game and win the game, I'm going to run one thing all game. I might get cute and do something stupid, then it cost me, but for the most part, if you can't stop it, I ain't going nowhere else with it. There's no reason for me to go deeper. So, it really depends. But if I had to do a percentage, I think I would probably say it's probably like a 70, probably like a 60-40 thing. And 60 being the coach.
Okay.
Because I feel like everybody, the kids ultimately got to go out there and execute the football, playing the game, and make tackles and score touchdowns. But I feel like the game plan wins the game. And sometimes you just got that kid that just go out there and just make a play that ain't being called. Or it's just a flat. And I got 11 of them, man. I got some dogs, man. I got 11 dogs. So, sometimes, you might get to that fight where you can't do nothing as a coach. The things that you drew up today wouldn't work. And one of your talented kids just go out and be a talent. It happened in the NFL. Everything that they call don't work. But, you get that kid that's just special that day. And I've watched a lot of kids on my team just be special. So, about 60-40 if we had to do a percentage.
Okay. So you touched on it a little bit. I want you to go, if you could, a step further and dive into it a little bit more. How has coaching changed your life?
Tremendously. I don't even know what I would be doing if I wasn't coaching. Like, for the last 15 years, man, it'd have been tough. I don't know. Because, like, I done did everything. I go ride motorcycles. I go do this. And right now, my homeboys hit me on my personal level. Like, yo, you come. I got a football game. So sometimes I choose that. I choose football over everything. And it ain't really perfect, but, sometimes it'd be like I be beefing in the house about football. So I mean, it's just my passion, man. It's like,
And that's with the missus.
it's my passion. I mean, it'd be days that I know I was supposed to do something, but I got football practice, so I ain't go to get toilet paper today. So I'm gonna try to get it after practice. Hopefully, warm up be open by the time I get out the field. So, I mean, it's just it's a great thing. When you got something special, it's a great thing. Honestly, like when you see the development of a kid that couldn't make a tackle or a kid that didn't understand the logic of football, because everybody feel like they know what football is or football or basketball or any sport until you take that undivided time and you teach a kid what a 3-step drop is, or what how to properly tackle, because anybody can run into each other. So I mean, when you see it and you be like, damn, boy, that's all I've been wanting you to do. That's all I've been preaching. And when you see it, you like, man, I did it. I made a change today. Like, he ain't gonna kill himself today, because he gonna learn how, he gonna understand how to properly do something that you've been trained to do. So I mean, that's a blessing.
Take me to your take us through your most important comeback.
I beat my man Nick, man. That's probably the most epic moment. Coach Nick, God rest his soul. He was coaching out Westport, and my first year coaching, it bothered me. Like, he beat me like my very first year. He beat me like 50 something, nothing. When I was with GD, so we ain't play again until I was at 14U. It was some years down the line. And that year, that coming into that year when we played, I beat him like 36 nothing. So I was like, when I hollered at him after the game, because he was a good friend of mine. So when I hollered at him at the game, I shook his hand. I was like, yo, that's for that beating that you gave me. He was like, are you still held on to that? I said, it bothered me up until this moment. So we wind up getting the number 1 seed that year for the playoffs. And I think they had like the number 3 or something like that. So we had to play to go to the championship. So, all my kids, we beat them by 30 that year. They never beat us. So we beat them by 30 that year. And they come into the game big-headed. And I'm at 14 years and I'm coaching. Me and my coach 50, one of my coaches is still my coaches now. We coaching him. And, Nick come out, he punches in the mouth first play. And I kept telling my kids all week, like, yo, that man that won national championship, that man is not going to let y'all beat him like that. Y'all going ahead with these expectations, like, we're going to blow him out. We're going to this championship. I said, man, that man going to have another story for him. I told him this all week. Man, that game was a damn dog fight. So, what did he get up? He scored 6-0. At the very next series, I came out and we scored 6-0. They score again. Now it's 12-0. I mean, it's 12-6 with probably like a minute left, man. I'm on the 30. So my quarterback threw a pass, man, for about 40 yards. Got us on like the 15-yard line. I ran the screenplay that got us like on probably like the 10, 3 seconds left. I called the timeout. And my little cousin, his name was Black. He was my kicker. Yeah, we was up. No, I'm sorry, the score. They wasn't up 6. They was up I think they was up like 1 point. It was like 13-12 or something like that. So I asked him, and I was like, yo, can you be great? Everybody was like, what is Fats doing? I called timeout, 3 seconds left. They was like, I said, can you kick it? Can you be great? He was like, I got you, Coach Fats. And I got it on June. Lined it up, man. 3 seconds left. Made like a 20, 30-yard field goal for me. Win the game. Epic, though. Like, that's still probably, and people still talk about that. Like, yo,
that's epic. Just hearing it right now.
He was like, yo, you pulled that one out your butt, man. I'm telling you, my kids played down to them people, man. Even though they was a good team, I felt like in me, we still supposed to beat them by at least 14. But nah, that was probably one of my most memorable moments. Like, 'cause first of all, the guts of a black kid kicking the ball from the inner city, and we practice. Listen, I'm so big on kicking right now. I'm still, to this day, that's like one of my top, man. I want a kicker. Because you got to realize the element of football is different. Like, you kick a field goal, it's 2 points. So if I score a touchdown and kick a field goal, that's 8. You got to score twice to beat me. We don't usually get scored on twice, but I mean, you got to score twice to beat me. But that moment was probably one of the better moments. I even went to go coach high school ball with Nick when he was up Douglas, man, before he passed away. I coached about 3 seasons up there with him. And after he passed away, I'm done with high school football. I mean, because I only coached it because it was for him. He had called me every year around the same time. Hey, we got practice tomorrow. You going to be there? I'm like, I'm there. Count me in. So, yeah. I mean, I built a lot of good relationships through, football.
Rest in peace, Coach Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. It was real.
What would you say was your proudest moment as a coach? I know you had a lot of them. I know you got chips out of
winning.
What was your proudest moment, Coach?
I think this year alone was probably I ain't gonna say it was my best year. It was probably the most proudest moment for this because I actually seen some talented kids that came from different programs to choose to come to play for us, and I actually seen them get better. Like I actually seen people actually do what I asked them to do. Like I promised everybody that came, and I don't usually make promises as a coach. I was like, man, listen. I told all my coaches, man, we lost in 24. I said, this our year again. But I told them that in 2023. I said, yeah, we're going to win at 8. We're going to lose at 9, and we're going to win at 10. So he was like, what? All my coaches was like, why you say that? I'm telling you, bro, I just feel what I feel. So now this year was like, mind you, we went on a run. Like at 14-1, we lost a game to PME from out Virginia, a game that we were supposed to win. But our kids was so being hyped up on, being undefeated and, like beating everybody. And then we beat some of the top competitors like all around the city. Like we beat some big name football teams that last year. And, teams that beat us, even though we won teams that beat us during that year. Like we beat some teams that, nobody thought we was going to win. Everybody counted us out. So that loss was like, it was a humbling loss. And I was actually, we'd have been 15-1. 14-1. That was our record. So just losing that game actually humbled us. And it made us to go out there and play football. Nobody else ain't stand a chance. Like it was just that moment that I seen the progression. And I seen the fight. Because usually, you play against a couple teams and a team scoring you and everybody do this. This year I seen fight. I seen drool. Like it was something that you can only write. This year was a magazine for us. So it was like, man, it was it. This was it for us. So like this probably was the most memorable year that I had for real. So my bad. So it was tough.
Okay. Me, myself, being, privileged to be able to coach football and basketball, I know that football is a little different. So we can have the basketball, the whole family can be in the gym. But on the football field, it's going to just be you and the players. Maybe the parents might be there, but they may be in the car, up on the street, and we down on the field, right? So it's some things that can happen on the field always, every season. And I know you can't remember all of them, Coach, but if you could, give us one of the funniest moments you had at practice with the players. Take us through it, man.
Every day at practice fun for me.
Every day.
Because I'm a joke. So I remember I fell over top of this kid, man. We was at 6U, man. I was calling the play because at 6U you can be on the field, man. I was calling the play. I called the play, and I was looking for him. I couldn't see him. He was small. He was small, so I was looking for him. I couldn't see him, but he was behind me. So as I'm running, I'm telling him to go to the line. I'm running the joint. I go to back up. I fall over the top. I hurt the kid. Man, it was crazy. It was crazy, though.
He was out for the game?
No, he wasn't out for the game, but he was hurt. My big ass fall under that.
6
but
years
no,
old.
he got back in, though. He was cool.
Okay.
But I try to make my practice, fun, like period. Like they know when they know when it's up. They know when I'm on. When I'm on Damon time, they know what time it is. So, I mean, every practice we laugh, we joke, we have fun. I crack jokes. I mean, I crack good jokes too. I always been a joker, so I'm talking about mothers and all of that. Like they talk about mine. I mean, we got a good relationship, but they know I ain't cut no corners and I ain't sparing no feelings.
Yes, sir.
So,
if you could tell every young coach one thing, is a young coach that's going to start next year, 26. What advice would you give them?
be firm, be consistent, say what you mean and mean what you say. Like, hold yourself accountable. Like, that's it. Like, honestly, like, if you do those things, man, you'll be a better coach. Like, and never stop learning. That's the number one thing. People feel like, yo, I ran something when I was a kid, and this worked. That's because it worked for you as you were being a kid. The game of football is elevated to, nowadays, people don't realize you don't get better in football games. You get better at football practice. And that's why it's so important that I would much rather a kid, like, I don't want you to miss a game, but I would much rather you be at practice 3 days a week than just show up for a game. I mean, and sometimes, like, as adults, we deal with things, and that might be the circumstances. And I mean, as a coach, you got to be okay with, nah, you're not playing. Like, I'm one of those coaches, like, yo, cool. If I know, and most of my parents, like my parents per se, we communicate real well. And if we group chats, and if we ain't hitting each other in the group chats, most of my parents texting me all wee hours of the night. Like, hey, look, coach, he ain't going to be there. He messed up in school, boom, boom, boom. I was going to send him, but I'm not going to send him. So I know why he missed. So now I'm holding them accountable too. So now it's like we banking them. I mean, and that's it. Like, especially like a lot of parents that come single. So, I mean, not even single, but they raising their sons to try to be men, and they don't know how to be a man. So it's a different steps, different platform. So we banking them. Like, seriously, like, we bank them. You messed up here, you messed up here. You can't do this over here, you can't do this over here. So, like, long as me and my parents got that communication, man, we all right. But any coach coming in, just be firm, be understanding. You gotta, some point in time, you gotta put yourself first and realize, like, hey, look, I'm doing this for free. I ain't getting paid for it. This is a job. This costs me. Because the same amount of time that I'm giving other people, I could be working overtime and be paid double what I normally get paid by working overtime. So just be firm, consistent, and being able to communicate. That's big. Like, communication is key. Like, seriously, when it comes to youth football, any sport, like, as long as you're a good communicator and they can understand, they'll run through a wall for you. Like, my parents are tremendous. I can't stand them, all of them. I can't stand them, but I know when they gonna run through a wall for me, like, at all, and they know I'm gonna do I'm gonna do the same thing. So, but that's it. Any coach coming in, be consistent, be humble, and be okay, willing to learn. Because you ain't a good coach until you learn from somebody else. Like, I got a lot of coaches that's around me that they still break down my offenses and be like, yo, if you ain't pull on this play, you ain't trap on this play, you could do this on this play. And I'd be like, no, I don't want to national championships. You ain't want. I could be like that, but I'd be like, for real, you think it's going to work? And I'm going to try. And if it worked, it worked. I'm okay with saying I got it from somebody. That's it.
What's a moment with a player that you'll never forget?
Never. That field goal, man. The field goal was crazy. The field goal was crazy. I think that was epic though. That was like some stuff that you only see on TV.
Movies.
Like, yeah, it was crazy. It's on my Instagram too. That last second kick, we stormed the field and all of that. So it was crazy.
So you and that young man,
that's my family.
What's your relationship like to this
That's
day?
my little cousin.
Okay.
He'll run through a wall for me to this day. Like, seriously. Demontre Rich.
You had to say, is that your favorite little cousin?
Yeah, I'm a little, that's my baby. That's my baby. Yeah.
Okay, and what was the turning point season for you? We got a lot of them in there. What was that season that you said, all right, I gotta do something different. This is what we gonna do. We ain't losing no more. We going, from this point on, we going in this direction.
Well, this year was the PME game. man, we supposed to. I mean, sometimes when you got the table stacked and you feel like you, sometimes we feel content like you supposed to win. And I mean, I got that mentality. Like I don't that losing. That just ain't something that I just don't. We don't want to get accustomed to it. So I mean, going at that time, I think we was like 12-0, no losses. I mean, going into our 13th week, it's like, all right, cool. We got PME, and we played them at. They got an indoor facility, man. My kids ain't never experienced it, so it was immaculate. Like to go out there, and we played like trash, like we. And I know like we wasn't supposed to lose to them people, but I mean, shout out to the coach, man. He coached a hell of a game. I mean, and we just played like trash. Like we played like, yeah, we just had a horrible game as a unit, as a whole. Like I think the play call, me, myself, I had to, and I hold myself in contempt. And I got, like I said, I got a lot of coaches that hold me accountable too. So I probably called a horrible game too, knowing that I was supposed to beat them. I probably got comfortable. I did get comfortable. I got relaxed. I started doing things that I normally wouldn't do if it was in a dogfight. But I mean, we lost that one. But that was like the turning point for that season because I went at every practice like, told every kid like, yeah, this could have been y'all last game if this was a playoff game. Like yeah, that. So I increased the intensity of practice. Practice started being a little more. It was a job, and then like after that one, it was just crazy because like once we punched our ticket to go to Florida, like we don't go back outside. So like we was practicing indoors, so we ain't had no equipment on, no helmet, no shoulder pads, no equipment, no pads. We just in sweats and joint. We in the wreck. We just going to work, like now, just going to work. I'm talking about. I was probably getting about 500 jumping jacks a day, push ups, and I was just trying to get the kids used to the environment. Because even though most of us been down there, some of us haven't. And then you got to realize the transition from 25 degrees on a Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday to being in Florida for 7 days at 100 degrees. It's a little different. I mean, luckily this year we had it was pretty cold down there, so we ain't really had to deal with it. But we was definitely ready. Bodies was ready, like as we did, and anything and everything to get our kids ready. So weights, sweating, crabbing on the hardwood floors, push-ups, and we was ready though. This was our most ready year. We was ready. We was locked in as a unit though, from the coaches to the moms, to the team moms, to the coaches, to the players. We was ready.
What's the most? So we got 2 championships. So I asked one of the coaches who have multiple championships as well. When you won those championships, were you the best team, or did you play the best that day?
Both times we won the championship, we was the best team, and we had a great week of football. Because in Florida, it's like it's a 3-game thing. So I think it's like it depends on your bracket, but most of the time, I mean, we always get like this year was our like easy year, like 'cause 8U year we had the place, we had to win the states. We had to win the city first, win the states, and then in regionals for the last 2 years, that 8U and that 9U year, we had a play-in game in the regional. So we had to play a game. Then later on that day, we had to play another game. And then that following day, we had to play an additional game, which would have been the regional championship. So that first 2 years it was a gauntlet, man. Like if you came out of where we came out of, you was bound to win. We had too many games, and we had 2 games. One game at 9:00 in the morning. The next game was at 1. So my kids didn't get a chance to really, get out, exercise. They had to stay in equipment, or they take their stuff off our equipment. We had to stay there, so it wasn't no real rest for us. It was like it was a run. But this year, we got the same drive, but we ain't had like the playing game, so we only had 1 game to win. That was and we played against a team that battle tested us every time. They probably, if we didn't win that regional game, they would have won the national championship. That's how tough our games normally be against Oak Grove from South Carolina. So
The most challenging player you ever coached, and what did you learn from that player?
I mean, coaching anybody that's a family member is always tough. So probably, definitely my little cousin. He was something special, man. Like he was crazy. Like, but trying to get him to separate the family to the coaching aspect, man. And I mean, that kid was just like on the field. If you ask anybody, man, he ain't want no. He played safety for me. He ain't want no ball. He ain't want no. He just wanted to hit somebody. He was like it was something wrong with him. Like seriously, like. But that transition was probably like, the hardest thing because you try your best to be, like the other kids don't see you how he see you. So like, even though being your cousin, I can play with you all I want. Like, 'cause you really can't really do nothing to me too much because, we family, but I get to punch you in me. So it's that transition of him understanding is like, this is what I need you to do. And I need you to do it so everybody else feel like they gotta do it. So I was a little tougher on him. But I felt like I was tough on all my kids, but him was probably the most challenging kid I ever had to coach. Just somebody that you like coaching your child. You know how hard it is to coach your son. For them people not to sit back and be like, oh, he give his son the ball every play. I mean, if my son, this shit, would you want me not to? But I mean, I understand it. But I mean, that's tough. Like coaching, that's why I never wanted to coach none of my sons. I don't ever want to coach them. I'm too hard on them as a parent. And I know how hard I am on my kids that I coach for my team. So if you was my son, it'd be tough. I wouldn't even be able to coach you.
So what did you learn from him in that process?
Being able to adapt situations. Being able to understand, like, and, his foundation wasn't the best. So being able to adapt to understand, like, yo, look, this is what I need you to do. And you're going to do it my way. And if it ain't my way, then telling your family, like, you can go and never come back. I'm okay with you leaving and going to play for somebody else. Like, that transition was a little different. Like, and sometimes most people growing up nowadays, they need to hear that. Not the fact that you don't need them, it's the fact that, like, I'm willing to win this without you. And for you to understand, like, you probably won't understand it until you walk away and see that I won. There's a lot of people that walk away. There's a lot of people that don't see it from my perspective or the vision that I had for an adult. For me to explain to an adult, they come, oh, my son played quarterback. Well, your son don't play quarterback for me. He played tight end. And if you don't like it, like, that's on you. Because you ain't going to be able to walk onto somebody else's high school field and say, yo, my son the quarterback. No, your son going to do whatever the coach tell him to do. And if you don't like it, go to another school. So with that mentality is then, I got some people that come up like, yo, shit, I played running back. All right, well, I'm going to give you a fair opportunity. I'm just not going to shoot you down because you might be better than mine. But if I see you don't got the qualifications of being a running back and you might be a good corner, if you can't adapt to that, then you don't need to play football. I mean, being able to adapt, and that's it.
Okay. 2 national championships. We're going back 1/2 a second. Same, pretty much team. Some players left, some players came.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you say is the best team?
This one, 25.
Okay, Tim.
25. 25. We was complete. Like at 2023 at 8U, we was a great team. Very great defense all the way across the board. Our offense was it was mediocre, but I mean we scored. We had some outstanding athletes. I still got the athletes to this day, with the exception of one, but that's neither here or there. But I had a kid that, like, right now I got a kid at any point in time, like, he can change the diameter of the football game, like, to this day right now. And at 8U year, he was just special. Like, that kid, he's still special. You know, like he wear number one for us right now. Like he's special. Like he a football player. So at any point in time, like he a game changer. But this year this year was the better team. Not only do I got probably the biggest offensive line in the state, like I actually seen them get better. And you know, like I said, I added pieces. Like we was a complete all the way around football team this year. Like complete offensive line, huge. Quarterback was crazy, and this was his first year playing for us. I got him from another team. I had, you know, my running back. He slimmed down some. He got in running back shape. He probably ain't getting tackled by nobody by the first tackle. And then I added another running back. I added some wides. And we played football this year. This year was complete. Like I'm talking about from top to bottom, we was complete. Like we went out and got, I went out and got everything that we needed to get. Like everything that I put my hands on, I got. I don't do no bribing, so don't look at the video like Coach Fat's paying for nobody. I ain't bribing nobody. I ain't doing this. I'm only promising you one thing, that I'm gonna teach your kid how to play football. If you don't want that, then secret society, where I'm at, ain't where you need to be.
I heard of that. I didn't know if it was any truth to it. Is there truth in that? Is it coaches paying rent? Coaches
listen,
paying car notes?
No, I've heard some things, man. I heard some things, and I mean, sometimes you gotta realize, even with that aspect, winning not everything. I mean, it is, but it ain't. I mean, you gotta realize if you purchase, like let's just say you pay a bill, a BG&E bill for a parent. Now that parent feel entitled. So when the entitlement mean like, all right, well, after the BG&E get paid, even if it's $1,000 you pay the BG&E bill, what's next? Because that's not the only stop. I don't promise a kid. Listen, no kid or parent in my years of coaching can ever say I promise them anything. I'm promising you one thing. I'm gonna teach your kid football, fundamentally sound football. Your kid gonna play what I need him to play, and just because he played one thing on another team, he's not what he is on this team if we gonna make it work. So I mean, I've heard that. I've heard some people did some things, man, but I'm just not one of those people. I can't promise you nothing. I'm gonna teach a kid football though.
Okay. So you done had some times, man. You done had some good battles. You done had some chips, some rivals. We're gonna go into the rival portion of this interview. So this segment that we about to go into now is, it says, I would do anything to beat these SOBs. So there's a team out there, there's a group of parents out there, is a organization out there that you would do anything to beat. Every time you step on the field with them, every time you look on the schedule and you see that name, you get excited. So
right now it's Westport.
Okay.
Westport, they beat me in that national. But I mean, it's always like the intensity of a secret society Panther game and a Westport game at our age. Because I mean, like the other ages, we usually mob them, but they got a pretty good. Well, they 11U this year. They got a pretty good 11U, and for the last 2-3 years, we battle. Like they won some, we won some. But they actually good people. Like I could never say nothing bad about them on a personal level. I mean, because when we ain't playing against each other, we probably kicking it or just having communications and talk. But we can't lose to them people.
So go ahead, let the camera know. I would do anything. This is when you point. Let them know, man.
Know.
I would do anything to beat these SOBs and then say their name.
Beat y'all, Westport, anything. I can't let y'all ever beat me again. I ain't gonna be able to sleep at night if y'all beat me. My wife put me out and all that. Oh man, it's good competitive though. But right now they probably the only team in the city that they hit back, and it's a difference because the kids know each other. Kids play the game against each other. Some of the kids go to school with each other, and so it's tough.
Okay. Where do you see Coach? Where does Coach Fat see himself in the next 5 years?
5 years. Just in football. football.
Prayer,
Or
you
just
might,
like,
you know.
I mean, I just honestly, no matter what I do in life, I just want to be successful with whatever I do. That's my ultimate goal with anything I do. Just be successful, no matter what it is. Like, I'm willing to try anything. I just want to be successful at it. I'm gonna put all my marbles in one basket and I'm gonna run with my decisions. Win, lose, or draw, I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna ride with me regardless. So I just want to be successful. But from a coach's standpoint, I feel like I owe it to the kids, and I feel like the kids owe it to me to at least pull at least. And it ain't being cocky. At least another 2 national championships out. Like seriously, I feel like I got that much talent. I feel like we can win the big dance at any point in time. I surrounded myself around some good group of men, not the program. I mean the program and my coaches. I feel like my coaches trust me and I trust them. So I feel like because I got them at 11 now. So 12, 13, at least 2 out of the next 3 years, man, I'll be satisfied.
Okay. Do you see? Do you have any aspirations of moving up, moving on to, the next level maybe?
If the opportunity presents itself, but I'm fully committed right there. With this team alone, I'm fully committed. Now, if the opportunity presents itself and somebody want to offer me a job, I'm very qualified, number one. But as long as it makes sense, because I wouldn't want to put myself in a position where it doesn't make sense. Ultimately, my ultimate goal is for everything that I do in life is to make sense. It got to be suitable for me. It got to make sense.
Y'all hear that, Baltimore City? Some of y'all high schools, I know y'all see it, watching this. Y'all hear that? Some of y'all 80s and GMs and principals. Coach Fats right here, man. He know what he doing. Some of them kids he might bring with him.
Oh, yeah, a lot of them kids are going to come with me, for sure. A lot of them.
Before you hang that whistle up, Coach, or after you hang it up, when it's all said and done with you, a grandpa, what would you want your legacy to be?
Shit, I want to be one of the great. I want to be in the limelight with the Pompeys. I want to be one of the greats, man. For real, honestly. I mean, I just want to leave my mark. Like I want a person to, like when we have deep conversations about coaches, I just want my name to be in that. Like seriously, like when it's all said and done, and I done coached everything, did everything possible. I want when another group of coaches that's underneath me come and be like, shit, wasn't nobody better than Coach Fat. Nobody called a better game than him. I mean, they still talking about the field goal kick from 15, 16, or whatever it was. They still talking about that. I just want to be in the top conversations. That's it, man. As long as I'm a thought. I mean, the national championship's gonna come no matter what age, because I know what it takes to get there. I mean, and the way that the youth growing now, kids running, the younger kids running for us. So I mean, the talent gonna be there. I know the coaching gonna be there. So I mean, I just want to be in the mix of things. I just want to be in the conversation. When I go, my legacy just be like, yo, you ain't never played for that coach, man. You ain't played for nobody. As long as I can get that out of it, I'm cool.
Alrighty. Coach Fats, man, we thank you for joining us today.
And I appreciate the opportunity, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everybody tune in, man.
Yes, sir. On behalf of the Coach's Corner and the Crew Channel, I'd like to give you flowers, big dog.
I appreciate
We appreciate what you've been doing, man. Keep up the good work, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for having me.
Let me get one good picture of you. Alrighty.